আসসালামু আলাইকুম and আদাব দর্শক, ওয়েলকাম টু মোটর সলিউশনস। দর্শক, রমজানের লং ব্রেক, আমরা সবাই একটা লং ব্রেক নিয়েছিলাম। রমজানের ব্রেকের শেষে আপনারা সবাই ঈদের আনন্দ করেছেন। আপনাদের সবাইকে জানাচ্ছি ঈদের শুভেচ্ছা আমাদের মোটর সলিউশন এবং এনটিভি পরিবারের পক্ষ থেকে। আপনারা সবাই আশা করি আছেন ভালো। আমাদের আজকের মোটর সলিউশন প্রোগ্রাম রেগুলার আমরা যেভাবে করি, যেভাবে সাজাই, এইভাবে সাজিয়েছি। আমাদের আজকের প্রোগ্রামের টপিক হচ্ছে disputed RTA claims, and to assist me, like always, I have a very experienced lawyer, Mr. John Duncombe. Mr. John Duncombe has been in this industry for a very long time, as you all know, especially all my regular viewers. You are familiar with him already. Many of you already spoke to him on many occasions. As always, if you have any questions tonight about disputed claims, we will go deep into disputed claims. Disputed claims, it sounds very simple, but it is not as simple as it sounds. We will talk about all this, but before that, let me introduce Mr. John Duncombe once again. John.
Good evening. Eid Mubarak to all our viewers. I have been trying to learn, so I'm John, which is about as long as I can go. It's been a long while since we've been together.
Yes.
I think a lot has happened. Some sad things has happened.
A lot of sad things have happened, yes.
And condolences to anybody who's lost loved ones or has had any involvement in any of the
So many things
things
happened
have
actually
happened in the last few months.
within last 6 weeks.
Exactly.
Sad stories.
We're now back, and hopefully we can help people. And hopefully, if there's any queries or questions that I can assist with, I'm here as always.
Thank you, John. দর্শক, জনের কাছ থেকে আপনারা জানলেন, জনের পরিচয় পেয়ে গেলেন। আপনাদের আরটিআই ডিসপিউটেড কোনো ক্লেম যদি থাকে বা এর বাইরেও ডিসপিউটেড ক্লেমের বাইরেও যদি আপনাদের কোনো প্রশ্ন থাকে, এনিথিং ক্লেম রিলেটেড, এনি কোয়েশ্চেন্স, you can pick up your phone and the screen, the number you can see on the screen, and also you can send us an email as well. You can also see the email ID on the screen. At the same time, you can also send us SMS. We can receive your SMS straight away from the studio here, and we will try our level best to discuss and ask any questions that you have. Ask John, and he will be happy to answer any of your questions. Now, দর্শক, ডিসপিউটেড ক্লেম আমরা আরও অনেক কয়েকটা প্রোগ্রামে আমাদের টপিক ডিসপিউটেড ক্লেম ছিল। আমরা সবসময় ক্লেম নিয়ে ডিসকাস করি, আর ডিসপিউটেড ক্লেম নিয়ে একটু বেশি কথা বলি, কারণ ডিসপিউট ক্লেম যখন ডিসপিউটেড হয়ে যায় তখন আপনারা অনেকেই ফ্রাস্ট্রেটেড হয়ে যান। Now, before we go into disputed claims, John and I was discussing even before this program. Now, initial stage is very important. Day one, obviously, in a way, you deciding whether you're going to get a quick result or your claim will be delayed for certain reason. The main reason is, when you get involved in an accident, I see a lot of people are actually, they panic, and sometimes they are too nervous, they don't take enough details. And when you don't take enough details, that's it. The solicitors always struggling. They have very little information to work with. When they have very little information to work with, they always struggle. As John was saying, for instance, a lot of you don't carry smartphones these days. As soon as the accident happened, before you move your car, quickly take some photographs, take some evidence. If you see another car was behind you or somebody is passing by, you can go and talk to them, take their details, and have them as a witness. Not everybody want to get involved. Not everybody want to give their details and be a witness. But there are a lot of good people out there as well, who don't mind helping other people out. And we've seen many of these examples, like within the last 6 weeks in our country, within the United Kingdom, that people are actually happy to help other people. Some people think, or they have this impression, that we are a a broken society, but we don't agree with that because we've already seen, like, a lot of evidence that people do come together and help people. There's no question about that. We've seen what happened in West London a week ago on the Grenfell Tower. People from all over the country, they started running towards West London with foods, clothes, whatever they have. The volunteers couldn't even cope with the donations they've been getting. So we know the people are happy to help people. If you are involved in an accident, if you ask somebody for help, they will. John, what have you?
Generally, they will.
What
help.
can you add to this?
All I would say is exactly as you said there, people are very happy to help, but please don't assume that because it's a very simple accident that there's not going to be any problems. One example, I had an insurance company the other day arguing that because there were children in the car at 2 o'clock in the morning, it must have been a set-up accident because the children should have been ready for school. Well, insurance companies are going to raise issues.
Well, they're absolutely right. That's their job. They have to
make sure that you've got answers to those issues.
Yes.
I had another claim where they denied totally that the vehicle was there. Yeah. But my client, luckily enough, had actually taken a photograph of the vehicle with the driver, with the registration. As soon as we showed them that was fine. Remember, the insurance company will believe what their policyholder tells them. If their policyholder is telling them a lie, they will believe it. It's up to us to show, actually, the truth is, yes, there was someone there, yes, they were there, yes, there's an accident. Yeah. And it doesn't take a lot, as you say, with a smartphone to take one quick photograph.
Yeah, for enough photographs. Not only that, the occupancy always has been an issue as well. If somebody are claiming for injury or whatever, again, if they do have passengers, sometimes they have friends or whoever, take pictures, as soon as you get involved in the accident, you take picture even with the occupants as well.
Exactly.
That can prove not only that, these smartphones also give you the date and the time of the pictures. Exactly, yeah. And the location as well.
And the location.
Location comes with the picture as well.
You'd be so surprised that the arguments that come up. One, which was solved by a photograph, was they denied that the person that we said was driving was driving. We had a photograph of her sitting in the driver's seat. We solved the problem. Yes. If we hadn't had that photograph, we would have had an argument all the way through. Yes. So it's so important, day one, don't just assume
that don't take it for granted that you've been involved in an accident, it's not your fault, and you're going to get the compensation. Precisely. You're going to get what you deserve.
We've got to prove.
No, you have to prove your case. Insurance company is not denying that they're not going to pay you, but they need to make sure that you actually got a claim.
That's exactly their right. And as I say, they will believe what their policyholder tells them, not what you tell them. So you have to prove.
Sometimes their policyholder is probably misleading them. They don't want to tell them exactly what happened because they have a fear of their premiums going up or there's going to be a claim against them. So they will try to obviously, mislead.
Yes, exactly. Company. And I've had a judge saying when there's been two different versions of events, the judge saying, this is not someone lying, these are just two different versions. Yeah. If you've got evidence that your version is correct, you will win your case.
Thank you, John. I'll come back to you. Let me speak to our viewers bit more. Viewers, আমরা আজকের ডিসপিউটেড আরটিএ ক্লেম নিয়ে ডিসকাস করতেছি। আপনারা যারা টিভি সেটের সামনে আছেন, প্রোগ্রাম দেখতেছেন, ইউনাইটেড কিংডম এবং ইউনাইটেড কিংডমের বাইরেও যারা প্রোগ্রাম দেখতেছেন, সবারই বেনিফিট আসে, বা স্পেশালি উইথিন ইউনাইটেড কিংডম, স্পেশালি ইংল্যান্ড অ্যান্ড ওয়েলস। লাইক আপনারা যদি কারো যদি অ্যাক্সিডেন্ট হয়, আপনারা সবসময় এটা মাথায় রাখবেন। We all know that it's very frustrating once you get involved in an accident, and obviously nobody wants to get involved in an accident, but if accident happens, then you have to calm yourself down, make sure you take in enough details. You can there are some third party drivers, there are some drivers, they do get aggressive, but if they do get aggressive, if they don't want to give you the details, it is your right. You can call the police straight away, and then they will help you to exchange details. Some people, they get really frustrated, although sometimes they don't know whether it's their fault or not. It is, sometimes, for example, for argument's sake, if you get involved in an accident on a roundabout, then the party that you got involved with, they're thinking it's not their fault, you're thinking it's not your fault. So dispute happens. But if you have enough evidence, if you have enough proof, you can always prove you're innocent. But আপনারা একটা মাথা রাখতে হবে, one thing that you need to know from day one, you got to be honest. Do not mislead anybody. Do not mislead the insurance company. Do not mislead your lawyers, because if you are misleading your lawyers from day one, it's not their fault if they can't win the claim for you, because you haven't told them exactly what happened. They are the expert. Leave it to them. Tell them what exactly happened, and they will find a way of working.
Exactly. Our advice has to be based upon the truth.
Based upon the truth. Yes, so this is why you have to be more truthful. If you are not truthful, basically it's making a claim. A lot of people think, okay, no win, no fee. It sounds very simple and straightforward. It's not. If you're misleading them, there is no win, no fee. They will come after you, and the cost is thousands of pounds, and you will be liable for your own lawyer's cost, for the third-party lawyer's cost. It's thousands of pounds. You can look at average claim expenses, including both parties, is around probably 25 to 30,000 pounds. So, if and not only that, if the insurance company, you have to keep in mind a lot of time, like 90% of these claims settles outside the court, but that doesn't mean you will take it for granted. You have to be ready from day one. If you need to go to the court and prove yourself, then you need to have enough, and you have to be honest. Disputed claims, recently, obviously the industry itself is getting tougher and tougher. Obviously, you say to your own clients as well from day one. Now, initially, when you receive a claim or initial stage, when you see, how do you assess your claims? Obviously, the clients are giving you a statement, a description of the accident. Now, do you do your own homework? Do you review it? Do you see do you assess the prospect of winning the claim?
Well, the first thing we have to do as lawyers is do what's called a risk assessment, which is looking at the client, the information we're being given. We will ask questions. Sometimes the questions we will ask to our client may almost appear as if we're not believing them, but we're testing it. We're testing it.
But you have to. If they get annoyed even on day one, they got tougher question to face.
Well, this is exactly it. Remember, always we're on your side, but we have to make sure that what you're saying is not that it's not true. We believe it's true, but we need to test if there are other options
you have
there.
To see.
So we will be asking those questions. Some of the evidence is actually physical evidence. What side of the vehicle, what was damaged? Was there damage done to a vehicle? Often you might find that there was very little damage done to the rear of your vehicle. Why was that? Oh, well, that was because there was a tow bar. That explains
They
it.
need to make it clear. And not only that, sometimes they have pre-existing damage on their car. Probably it's on the same side. But the engineers, when the engineers inspecting the vehicle, they're also making that note as well. They're adding that.
They will.
Now, the insurance company also raising the question that sometimes the damage is not consistent because it's pre-accident damage.
That's exactly right.
This is why your clients also have to tell you that as well. There was a pre-existing accident damage.
Yeah, you will often find that there'll be pre-existing damage that as you say, the engineer will look at it and he'll say, well, that vehicle would not have been able to cause that damage. And therefore, if you're saying that it did, you've already became untrustworthy.
Yes, definitely. We will talk more about this, John. Time to take a small break. And দর্শক সময় হয়ে গেল ছোট্ট একটা বিরতি নেওয়ার। বিরতি থেকে আসার পরে আমরা আপনাদের সাথে আরো আপনাদের ডিসপিউটেড ক্লেম নিয়ে ডিসকাস করব। So please don't go anywhere. We will see you shortly after the break.